I got it
right.
centered.
Here we
All
go.
right, we're going straight
Game two.
into game two.
Game two. We got Nathaniel Edelman versus Tyler Price. Now, Nathaniel is also playing straight pole. Nathaniel's actually playing his exact 60 that he day two'd with at Milwaukee.
And that is also the same 60 that Joe just played.
Yes, and we
And
saw what
this is a
happened.
deck that they have worked on together for months.
Yes, and if you want to hear more about this deck, you should definitely listen to was it episode 8 of the Attach and Pass
I believe
podcast.
so. That's the Milwaukee one.
That is the one where Joe actually explains the breakdown of this deck. But it
Yes.
looks like Nathaniel starts with Badu, and Tyler is opting to go first again. Or maybe they're forcing him to go first. And with the ends Reshiram at the active spot, using a nest ball, what is Tyler going to grab here?
Looking at Nathaniel's hand, I'm gonna guess that we're gonna be Arvining for a putty. But that
I really think
is a
so.
little scary, only getting 2 Dreepy down. And
Yeah.
I mean, if Tyler would have an insane hand, that could be bad. But it's not
Looks like it
looking. No,
isn't. It looks like Tyler
no
all he can do
Darmanitan.
was nest ball for Enzora and attach and pass. There's no Darmanitan set up. This is buying Nate a turn,
And
grabbing the Buddy Poff and then the luxurious cape.
and he even found the Genesect if he wants to block that secret box.
Oh, and I think that would be a fantastic move, honestly.
With
And
no
we see
Darmanitan
Nate
down,
prize
I wouldn't
checking.
grab Cape here. I would grab Rescue Board to put on the Genesect. We don't need Cape. We're not our stuff's not getting bench night next turn.
And it looks like Nate's committing to the cape, but is double checking all the prizes right now.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe wants to use the cape to stop from that double knockout as quick as possible, just in case he's unable to get this moving. But it looks like he just opts to attach cape to Dreepy and Itchy Pollen. Not playing down the Genesect, maybe trying to take advantage of it next turn.
That, or I do recall him saying he's not super scared of Secret Box, but I still wouldn't have hated to see the Genesect come down with a Rescue Board.
Looks
It
like
gives you a free
Tyler.
pivot,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
It does. And, I think the secret box might have been the better play at this point. Given that you can see Tyler's board is so immensely weak, getting him down to just to not even getting any options would have been, in my opinion, very, very
So it
good
doesn't look
for
like
Nathaniel.
Tyler had a way to retreat that Reshiram, but even if he did, I think that would have been kind of a huge mistake. It's because it looks like a good idea. Neither of the Dreepies have energy. You've seen this deck before. It likely doesn't run candy. You knock out the Badu. It seems like a great play, but the problem is unfair stamp. You would get
Yes.
stamped and only have a singular Zoroark. So it would have been a really bad play if he would have went for it.
Looks like Nate is just opting to Itchy Pollen.
It also looks like he is struggling a little bit to find some energy.
Yeah, it
So
looks
it's
like
probably good that Tyler's breaking a little bit for him.
yeah, there's an energy deficiency going on Nathaniel's end, and then for Tyler, a board setup deficiency.
Mm.
Now,
So Joe just pointed out Genesect is wrong because Nate is item locking.
oh, that's fair,
It already
actually.
locks the secret box.
Well, there
So
you go. See, why recasting? So, just
that just shows how much
them as the casters.
that just shows how much Joe and Nate know this deck.
Oh, definitely. And they were even discussing it before this match.
And
Before
we've
we
seen
were getting to the best of
Nicole.
7.
We've seen Nicole with this deck, but with Pidgeot and pull off insane combo plays with that.
It
This deck
is
is just so powerful.
The deck is powerful. The deck is terrifying, and they've put so much work into it that they know the lines perfectly. In fact, I'm sure Tyler's starting to regret his decision in challenging our team at this point. Putting down two Daramaka and then
Mhm.
a Zora at this point and passing again. We have Nathaniel recon directing, seeing what the options are. But again, we have this energy
Okay.
deficiency going on.
I think that's why he's thinning right now before he does the other recon. He's
Yeah.
desperately searching for energy at this point. I feel like he's not going to be using that prof at the moment.
No, I do not. The hand has so many good resources in it.
Finally, we find. I
A
said that
luminous.
really weird. That was an accent and a half.
Who
What
is
was
that?
that?
Who was that?
I have no clue. Um, but we did find an energy finally.
And it looks like, we have an energy attached to a Dragapult, Itchy Pollen again. This is a slow game, but it is steadily building.
But I think
We
it also
have
shows that Tyler
tree.
did learn. He's not going super aggressive, not till his board is set up.
Yes, and I that was definitely like the learning point I think of his game with Joe, that when he was setting up super aggressively but not prioritizing his board setup, his energy allocation, Joe punished him very hard for that. Here
Hmm.
comes the Ends Castle coming down,
So
giving
we
free
might be
to the
seeing an
board.
attack finally.
There's a boss
Okay.
bringing up
It looks
the
like he just wants
Dragapult.
to damage that thing.
I I don't blame him because Dragapult needs to attack twice to get any sort of damage and knockout on the end Zoroark at this time.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't really hate this play. However, Nathaniel is set up really well right now, so it's gonna start looking dire if he keeps if he's still able to keep using these recon directives.
Oh,
We don't have the
100%.
Darmanitan snipe being super effective anymore. So
And hitting with the Reshiram is doing some damage. I mean, both of these decks right now can only knock out their big hitters
mhm.
uh, with two hits. Not there's no one shotting here at this point, and neither of them have played down Fez even for an easy two prizes.
And now we're seeing the Genesect with the rescue board. Or that's
Or
just going
on
on
the
the
monkey.
monkey.
Okay.
Whatever.
Hey, Nate's the expert. Nate got 49 with this list. I trust whatever Nate's
That's
cooking
so
right now.
true. I'm not
But
gonna
putting
pretend that I know better.
oh yeah, and putting down the league headquarters just to block this retreat that Tyler has been able to take advantage of, I think is also very good because it is just gonna it will cost Tyler to retreat this and Zoroark.
Hmm. Looks like
And
he is just setting up damage everywhere. He's saying, you know what, you can knock out this Paul. It's not gonna look good for you soon.
I agree entirely. The only problem is that I mean a jet headbutt won't kill that Zoroark.
Hmm.
We still need
But
two more energy.
I
Looks like
almost
Tyler
think
is
he
thinking.
might even, if he attacks with the Zoroark, I wonder if there's a world where Nate pushes Badoo and just stamps item locks that does 20 damage to the Zoroark and sets it up for 60 damage counters from another Phantom Dive. The
I mean, I
downside
think
of that
that's
is League HQ is in play.
I think that's more than a possibility that Nathaniel can
Oh, never
take
mind.
advantage of. Oh, here's the Ends Castle.
That is now a play that is open to him.
I mean, the list does have three Ends Castle in Tyler's deck, so it in which Nathaniel's deck only has two stadiums, so the
Hmm.
likelihood of the stadiums being bumped out throughout the game by Tyler is massive. Here comes the Power Glass onto the benched and Zorark.
I'm
We have
interested to
Tyler
see where
taking.
Nate's turn takes him.
We have Nest Ball for Tyler searching out. We just discarded the Fez for trade. So maybe he's going to grab his own Monkey Door. He does. And use Professor's research. Okay.
Okay.
Did get rid of one of his two Night Stretchers and his second ends PP up.
Yeah. He's gonna have to be careful while discarding those resources. Like he just proffed for a 7 fresh cards, but he's about to get stamped. So
Oh,
is that
yeah.
proff really worth it?
Well, I think he's going to find out. It probably was not. But we are still in the position where we don't have the energy to fandom dive again.
That's why I
This is a
think
jet
this is a.
headbutt turn.
I
You
feel
have
like
to
this is a
stamp.
stamp itchy pollen turn, not jet headbutt.
And that would make sense, especially if uh bossing up probably the Reshiram and hoping for the maybe the jamming tower at this point. Daniel grabbing nothing off of the Buddy Poffin, does not need it.
So it looks like he's valuing just having Pulse up. He says, you know what? I don't want you bench sniping my cloaks. They're evolved.
And I think that's the best way right now. The board is set up for the most part. Nathaniel still has access to plenty of supporters to draw into the deck. We don't we the recon directives are of course always nice to have, but I
Mm,
think he doesn't really see the need to prioritize them right now. Nathaniel
okay.
benching down the Halucha.
Okay, so I see what he's doing. He's setting up
Hmm.
the other Zoroark for a jet headbutt in case he whiffs energy.
Yes. Oh,
It,
well, there's
he
all the
did not
energy.
whiff the energy.
He did not with the energy. There it all is. And it looks like Nathaniel's just going to itchy pollen.
Now the downside of evolving that other cloak though is his draw engine is kind of
It's
gone.
dead right now.
But I don't know if he cares.
I don't think he needs it at this point. He has everything he needs for the fandom dive, and he's set up this board, I think, very well, so that he can just start sweeping in and taking prizes. Now, Tyler did just attach a dark energy
Hmm.
to the Monkey Dory, so Adrena Brain is online. You have Enzorark, who discarded a reversal energy for two more cards. Were those cards useful? That's the next question.
So it's likely that Tyler's probably gonna be taking out the Badoo with Monkey.
And then forcing Nathaniel to pick
To move
who is,
something up, yeah.
yes, on who is going to be kind of feeling this next attack. Who is Nathaniel going to promote?
Mm, the
Hal-
Halucha. I mean, it makes
Halucha.
sense.
Yeah.
It's gonna die regardless, and nothing else would with the bench snipe. But he'll definitely have to like watch. Tyler's gonna be down to 2 prizes left,
Oh,
and like
yeah.
I
And
said, Nate does not have much of a draw engine going.
we do not have a draw engine happening. We do not have not one prize taken yet.
But Nate is definitely setting up
Oh, and using Professor Turo's scenario even
Turo. We're
to get
using
rid
Turo.
of that little
So
Daramaka.
he wants to try to prevent a 3 prize turn, but I don't know if Nate really cares.
I think Nate's not very concerned with that though. The Defiance Band attached to the Darmanitan um, shows that the Tyler is prepping. He's prepping for the
Which
Darmanitan to swing.
I don't think I think you save the Defiance Band as something that you can trade away because it's never gonna come in handy.
That's
We're
also
we're
very
ahead by
true.
4 prizes. Defiance Band's not
But
coming
I
in.
think at this point,
Now
I don't
see
think Tyler
here,
wants it to be Ionoed in.
so Tyler messed up really bad there in my opinion. He put damage on the board for Monkey to move. Now
Yes.
if Nate would get Luminous here, which he didn't, but if he did, he could move 30 to the Zoroark and then just Jet Headbutt and knock it out.
Oh yeah. Now we still don't have Adrena Brain online for Nate, but Phantom Dive is going to at least take this knockout on this Zoroark. But we still have the one who is in the back with one
Yeah,
energy on him.
it's gonna get a little sketchy.
He's laying all of this damage on the end Zoroark on the bench, and this last 10 is going to go on the Darumaka, knocking out the active Zoroark. Finally getting 2 prizes.
Finally taking some prizes. There's an Iono that's gonna be super useful for next turn.
Yes. Now there's damage on the board, and um, this allows Monkey to
However,
to kind of play
so
a
if
little bit.
Tyler has Boss and Energy,
That's really it because
okay, so
Monkey's
he didn't
dead.
do what I was gonna say. If he would have had Boss and Energy, he could have moved 30 to the Genesect, boss it, and then take out both that and the Monkey Dory for game. But it looks like he
Well,
just had Boss to do this anyway. So it does look like
like
Tyler's taking game
he's
2.
taking game 2. Look at that.
I
Well,
think those early turns where he couldn't get any energy really took their toll.
yes, I agree. I think that Nate being unable to find the energy, being unable to
I
um,
gotta get.
really find the recon directives. He really had a strong setup on board with the recon directives, but he could not just find any of the energy. He couldn't set up, and then he was behind one turn when because of all of this, that he had to itchy pollen mid game, and I think just the lack of energy coming forward really screwed Nathaniel in the end.